Yes guys, Jess here, back with another video. You read the title. This is a massive trap right now, and I think that altcoin season is around the corner. So today I have a lot of charts prepared for you guys. I'm going to be going through the scenarios for Bitcoin. I'm going to be looking at Ethereum as well, and also I'm going to be looking at the ETF inflows as I've spotted something very interesting that I wanted to bring to your attention. We have the liquidity heat maps actually lined up for you guys as well, so make sure to be smashing that like button. Let's try to get above 10 likes this video. That would be absolutely amazing. And with that being said, let's get straight away into this banger. Bow. On yesterday's video, you can see that we were in a consolidation pattern, and this is exactly what we were talking about. We said it was likely we we're going to get the breakout towards the upside. However, we did not rule out the scenario that we're going to come towards the downside, and we can look at the price right now for Bitcoin. So if we just rearrange this consolidation pattern to how it was before, you can see that if you were viewing it as a pennant, we actually broke towards the downside and we're retesting. So it could be a warning sign that we may actually have a little bit more of a dump during the weekend before actually reconsolidating and having a move towards the upside. So definitely keep that scenario in mind. But right now I've got this bull flag actually printed out, and it looks like if we start to float up during today, so it's Friday at the time of this recording, and we start to roll over during the weekend, then we could hit another lower low before actually starting to break towards the upside and move higher. So the general kind of area I see Bitcoin trading towards is about the 130, 140k mark. And the reason for that is the global liquidity. So if you look at the global liquidity, we've been calling it since the double bottom scenario in and around the 74k mark, and it's played out to the T. And so far we're actually in the shakeout phase. So I think this is a massive bear trap, and I will not be getting bearish if you guys are kind of worried or bearish right now. I'm here to tell you that, in my opinion, this is a massive bear trap, and we're going to be moving a lot higher. You can see that Bitcoin is actually still trading in this cup and handle pattern, and we still have a measured move at 140k. So in my opinion, if we start to move towards the downside, the lowest I would see Bitcoin moving towards is about 111k over here, retesting this previous handle part where we had a nice consolidation phase, and then it's likely we're going to move towards the upside. But just knowing Bitcoin and trading it for a long time, it's rare that you come and test previous support so nicely and fill that liquidity before going higher, because there's a lot of people going to be sidelined and getting bearish with their targets a lot lower, so maybe 110 and 100k, and it's likely that Bitcoin actually goes and grabs that top side liquidity. So speaking about the liquidity, you can see that all the downside liquidity has been grabbed, and the majority is now above us. You have a little bit below us again, so just be cautious during this weekend as we can move in towards the 113s. So in my opinion, I think that this is the general area where we're going to be looking for a reversal for Bitcoin, so make sure to be keeping your eyes peeled for that. We can also look at the long to short ratio, and you can see that we have more than a 3% differential. So this is massive as majority is shorting, and we can actually check the open interest, and you can see that we had a massive spike towards the upside, and you have your RSI is actually coming down. So in my opinion, you can actually see that the data is pointing towards a lot of people shorting the Bitcoin price. So this typically leads to a short squeeze because the majority is wrong, and this is data coming from different exchanges, so it's not really institutional positions, it's more retail positions here. And if most retail are actually taking short positions, then of course it's likely we can actually see a massive short squeeze. You can see that the funding rates are actually quite negative for Qcoin, for Ethereum, and neutral for Bitcoin, so at the 0.01% mark on Binance and OKX, and also Bybit as well. So in my opinion, things are not really overheated. We can look at the funding rate heat map to get a more better view. It's illustrated a lot nicer, and you can see that things were sort of heating up for some of the coins during this recent move towards the upside. But as of now, everything is pretty much green, and Bitcoin is trading very, very close to all-time highs, which is really bullish for me in my opinion. And this leads me on to my next point now. So we've covered Bitcoin. In the long term, I think that Bitcoin is going to be trading towards 140k mark. We can see this parabolic curve, and I think it's going to play out just like last cycle. So just keep that in mind. This is just a general drawing from Mr. Crypto. So I'll just say that this is the idea, but we need to just take it week by week. Now, looking at the Bitcoin ETF, you can see that we had some outflows during this recent dip, and we had the inflow yesterday. So today's inflows and outflows are going to be presented tomorrow. However, if we look at Ethereum, we had no outflows. We just had straight inflows since the 7th of July. This is very telling because there's a lot of people in institutions and, in general, looking towards Ethereum now, since Bitcoin's actually made its move already and Ethereum is sort of lagging behind. So we can actually go in towards Ethereum and look at the price action. So just on the short term quickly, we're consolidating, and I think that if we're going to start to break out towards the upside for Ethereum, that would be a nice trade that you guys can be taking, and you could be seeing Ethereum actually moving towards the upside. But again, be cautious if we start to roll over during this weekend. Things can get a little bit ugly before we actually start to move towards the upside again. So just be keeping your eyes out on this consolidation pattern for Ethereum in the short term. But yeah, just looking at Ethereum, we're still not above all-time highs. It's done quite well to actually bounce from that level that we were talking about all the way back in March. And you can see over here that we're actually trading around this resistance level. And in my opinion, I think that the best thing Ethereum can do is actually consolidate over here. So if we do consolidate a bit more, that's completely fine, because I do see us actually popping above this resistance. Now, why would I say that? You can see that we have a Wyckoff schematic, and the picture is down there. You can see that it's played out to the T. We had a beautiful test that we called as well on X, and you can see that it actually started to move towards the upside again. And you're having this sign of strength region. So of course, we've already jumped across the creek. And if we start to see a consolidation, I think that this is going to be a massive sign of strength before we actually start to move towards new all-time highs. And yeah, this is just the opportunity. Bitcoin's already trading above new highs here. We've actually cleared our previous highs now. We're trading well above that previous 109k resistance level, which was, our local top. And Ethereum hasn't done that yet this cycle. So in my opinion, I think that there's a massive opportunity in Ethereum right now. So this consolidation pattern may be the last before we actually go towards new all-time highs. So definitely be keeping your eyes peeled for that. But again, watch out for the scenario in the weekend where we just consolidate a bit more and maybe move slightly down. Because typically in the weekend, you don't have massive moves playing out because the volume is quite low. The institutions don't really trade during the weekend. So yeah, so if you're liking the video and you're agreeing with my analysis, again, make sure to smash up that like button, and of course, make sure to be checking out first link down below for PropW. This is a crypto proprietary trading firm, and I strongly urge you guys to actually check this out, because altcoin season is coming up and you need all the tools in your arsenal to be making the most amount of profit. And you can see over here that you have up to about $200,000 in capital up for grabs if you can pass phase 1 and 2. So definitely be checking this out and be dropping me a message on Telegram if you want more details on this, as I'm going to be creating a VIP group of people that have bought the challenge using my link. Of course, this is going to help support the channel, and of course we can be taking some nice trades as well. So again, make sure to be checking out first link down below for PropW if you're liking the video and you're agreeing with my analysis. So before I end things off, make sure to be following me on X to be getting data pieces, as I'm going to be starting to post again very soon. And yeah, that'll be it from me. So have a blessed rest of your day or night. Peace, guys. See ya. Bye-bye.